Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back for another blog post. I know I haven't been in front of the camera much, and there's two reasons for that. Number one, I've been going out to these amazing places as you can see in the blog. Hopefully they look amazing to you as well. So I haven't been really wanting to film myself. I've been filming other people and other things that I've been seeing. Very, very interesting to me. And the second reason is I don't really like being in front of the camera much. The first tip that I had for you guys for doing interviews in rural areas, developing countries, international development, is explain to the people who you're talking to why you're asking a particular question. So we ask farmers, for example, who do you turn to when you have a problem? Now, some of the farmers just look at you and they're looking at you like, why are you asking me that question? And then as soon as you explain, you say, okay, the reason why we're asking you this is because we want to make sure the institutions are available and the help is available. We don't want to come and overlap any of the things that are already being provided for you guys. We want to make sure we provide the best services to you. Then they say, oh, okay, and then they'll answer that question to you. So always remember to explain when you're in rural areas, explain to the people you're interviewing why you're asking a particular question. Two, this is kind of a strange tip, I hope I've worded it right, but the interview is your job. The interview is your job. It's not the person you're interviewing's job. So don't expect them to be all bubbly, enthusiastic, and passionate about what you're doing. That's your job. And their job, they're doing you a favor by giving you their time. If you're interviewing a farmer, that's how he makes his money. That's his business. So he's stepping away from his land, from his crop. He's sitting down with you for an hour, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, giving you this information for free and getting nothing back in return. So remember that you're the one who has to put in the effort. You have to make them comfortable. You have to ask the right questions. You have to do your homework. Don't expect them to give you the right questions if you don't don't expect them to give you the right answers if you don't ask the right questions and do your homework. Third, be brutally honest wherever you go. I'll give you an example here. One of the committee organizations for farmers, one of the places we went, the head of that committee, when I was done interviewing about 8 or 9 farmers, he was the last one. So when I went and sat down, he was a kind of intimidating guy. And he said, so why are you doing this? Why are you here? And he had this very, very cynical, pessimistic, skeptical sort of tone. And I could have given him many answers. I could have tried to convince him about drip and all that. And all I said was, sir, we're sitting in our Karachi office with our air conditioning on and all these luxuries available to us. We're trying to create a system for you guys who are like 5 hours drive away and in completely different circumstances. So we're here to find out how you guys live, what you guys need, and we don't want to make the mistake of designing things for ourselves rather than for our customers. And that's why we're here. So he looked at me, he smiled, and then that was fine. He gave me the interview, he gave us a lot of useful information, and I think I left with a reasonable level of respect. So be brutally honest when you're dealing with people. I've been talking a lot already, and my last tip is ask yourself the big questions before someone else asks them from you. So really know what you're there to do. And if someone is asking you about your product, you should know the big questions before someone asks them, because you don't want to be stuck out there. And you're going to learn many of those questions as you go along, but at least the major things, like what are the benefits of drip irrigation? Are you really convinced about this product? And you know, where do you see this going? As in, how much of an impact can this really have? What kind of impact has it had in other countries? The big questions, you should know about them, because it can be kind of embarrassing if you haven't already answered those big questions in your mind. And again, you're going to learn many of those big questions as you go out in the field. And if you don't know the answer, just say, I don't know the answer. Thank you for that wonderful question. I'm going to make a note of that. And when you go back home, follow up with it. Don't just leave it. So those are my 4 tips. Number 1, explain to people when you're interviewing them why you're asking the question. Number 2, the interview is your job, not the person you're interviewing's job. Number 3, be brutally honest when you're talking. And number 4, ask yourself the big questions and answer them before you actually go out. Don't be caught in a place where you don't want to. So those are my interviewing tips for rural areas in developing countries if you're thinking of doing international development. So I'm signing off now. Thanks for watching, and please give me feedback. I really look forward to your comments. Thank you so much. Bye bye.